Hey everyone, Editing Shanrel here. So, quick little introduction to this video. My husband thinks that beauty YouTube, especially panning YouTube, is hilarious. Like, he thinks it is pretty silly. He's pretty tolerant of me doing it. He asked if he could do like a video of like his stuff that he uses up and some of his favorites, and I was just like, fine. Like, he had a lot of fun doing this. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys also for having a good sense of humor. I mean, he's making fun of us, but you know, I think it's actually pretty funny. So anyway, enjoy.
Hello everyone. I am being graciously allowed to hijack my wife's channel for a project pan of my own. Now, I am in construction and I build furniture, so I'll be covering some of those subjects. You may notice a little bit of what I like to call my look today. This is sanding red oak with 120 grit sandpaper, and you know, it's a nice light dusting on the edge, a little bit under the eyes, and I have a little bit of strap marks from the mask left. But it's a good look. But I've worked up the courage to show you what my face looks like normally, and it's taken me a lot of time, but I'll go ahead and get rid of this so you can see what I have. So it takes forever to prep to get looking like this, but unfortunately now you can see all my dirt-filled pores. It's a lot. But to move on with our project pan, I'll be going through a few different things today. I have some of my favorite wood putties for filling in nail holes, knots, different things like that. They are all fantastic products. Look at that, some screws. We'll probably start off with one of my most used items, Craig pocket hole screws. These are fantastic. I like using them. They come in nice little boxes of 100. Now, this, unfortunately, depending upon your project, can go away very quickly. So I usually get the big 500 count pack. As you can see, I got to the bottom of this one. It took a while. Probably got 3-4 tables out of this one, but it took great. But I really like their packaging. Nice, solid product. The only thing I don't like about it is these little pull tabs right here that you have to break off to get into the package. They stab your finger. Not really huge fan of that, but once you get in, great product, easy to use. Just careful that you don't poke yourself when you're grabbing out screws. But that is one of my favorites. Use these a lot. Craig pocket hole screws. I actually have the 500 kit right here. This is about what it looks like when it's full. So a lot of good stuff in there. So with these Craig screws though, I have boxes of these. They never go on sale, so whenever I get a rebate or something like that, I buy another box. So I've got like 5 or 6 boxes of these out in the shop, which some might say is a problem, but I will use it. I have no idea when or how, but it's gonna get used. Don't worry about that. Again, stock up if you can. If they ever go on sale, they're great. One screw I use that I am not a huge fan of, it gets it done, but the packaging sucks, is the Grip Fast 3-inch drywall screw. One second. So this is the Grip Fast drywall screw. I use the 3-inch for putting together some of the framing members. But as you can see, the packaging, I have never gotten a package to stay together through the life of the package. It always ends up like this. Now, very frustrating. Good product though. It holds tight. And so if you want to see the screw, that is about what it looks like. A good screw, not my favorite. Some of the other construction screws work well for that as well. I bought those hundreds of times though, so they do work. Another one of the items I use a lot is the 3M Sandblaster sandpaper. This stuff is fantastic. I've used a lot of different sandpaper. It is by far my favorite because it lasts longer and does not shred as easily. With a lot of sandpapers, you put them in your quarter sheet sander, you start sanding, and just rips right away. Or the sand just falls off, the abrasive, and you are left with nothing. really fast. This stuff does not come off your your sander very easily. It sticks nice, sands nice, lasts a long time. It is a great product. Just looking at what it looks like out of the package, this is $2.20. Typically, I end up, since it's a quarter sheet sander is what I use mainly, I cut it into quarters by running my nail down the edge. Rip that, fold, crease, and then tear that nicely as well. And you have 4 quarter sheets, really nice. It usually takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to go through an entire pack. There's 15 sheets in each, so you can get quite a few pieces out of each one. Really like this stuff, buy it again, highly recommend. But looking on to next are wood putties. So, well, I tend to buy 2 different brands, both Pro Bond, which is Elmer's, and then also Varathane wood filler, great stuff. I find it's interesting, the different types. Now, the stuff made by Elmer's has more of a grit to it, so it looks like that. It's kind of not super sticky, but good. You can see it's got a good color there. This is golden oak. But again, it has more like a sanded finish, so it is nice if you're trying to imitate wood grain or knots. The Varathane type, this is red mahogany, for instance, has a much smoother feel to it. It comes out, let's see here, like more of a putty. It's very smooth. So, but that is a gorgeous red mahogany right there. Very, very nice. Let's see, what other colors do I use? I have dark walnut. Now this is almost nearly black. It's a very, very deep color. You can see that there. Nice and black. That'll fill in knots and make it look really great on a dark walnut, or anything that you're staining dark, you can fill in with that. And then we also have, again, Varathane brand, not a sponsor, Cherry, which is, this is a new one. It comes out a little oily at first, but it's pretty good. That is your Cherry. So all in all, great variety of different woods. So you can get close before you stain it and sand it. And all of these actually stain or sand and stain very well. The interesting thing is the golden oak or the Elmer's brand tends to take a while to dry, whereas this stuff, once it hits wood, it's dry within minutes unless you're filling something super deep. Then it takes a couple hours. We'll get rid of that stuff. All right. One of the issues I find though with the wood filler, I love it, but if you don't get this cap super tight on there, it tends to plug up the end right there, and it's almost impossible to get it out. So I've done a few things, just cut the top off, which and unfortunately then takes away the threads, or you can thread a screw down into it and then pull it out. So a lot of different options there. But when you really need to get the last bit out, this is one of my favorite things to do, is you just literally cut the tube right off. You can take the whole top off, and then I just put the cap back on and use good old painter's tape and log that back on. So you can use it again. Super handy. A lot of you might say, Matt, how do you keep all of that dust out of your lungs? Well, that is one thing where I like the 3M Cool Flow Valve mask. There are a few different varieties. Milwaukee makes one, but the 3M is by far more comfortable. It fits nice. It's not abrasive at all. It blocks very well out of the dust. The Milwaukee tends to have a ridge of foam right here that is supposed to be comfortable, but I find it just makes it sticky and hard and uncomfortable. Whereas this seats nicely against the face. Great product. Usually takes me about a week to go through a box of these, you know, one every couple days. If I'm not doing heavy sanding. If I'm doing heavy sanding, then a lot sooner. Great product, love it. Would buy again, would recommend again. One more wood putty that I forgot to talk about is by Minwax. They come in these great little cups. Unfortunately, what I have found is once you pop the seal that's on there, they tend to dry out very fast. So if you're not going to use it right away, you have to sometimes add oil to fix it up. But that's about kind of what it looks like. This stuff is a little harder, and so this is more for filling in after you've done your staining and finishing. This is more like a color match putty, but as you can see, it's more of a putty there. So not real great. Of course, this is old. Again, you can add pneumatic oil to this and mix it up and it comes back. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my brief video on different products that we've enjoyed. I am actually starting a new channel that I'm working on with my daughter. We'll be doing brief little comedy skits, just stuff that comes into our heads that we think is funny.
Hey, it's me again. So he just stopped filming there. So I guess he was done. Anyway, if you made it through that whole thing, thanks for watching. I had fun editing that. It was enjoyable. I did enjoy it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye.